My love must be a kind of blind love. I can't see nobody but you. Are the stars out tonight? I don't know if it's cloudy or bright. Only have eyes for you, my dear. The moon may be high, but I can't see a thing in the sky. I only have eyes for
Hello, bonjour, ciao, stronzi, namaste. Hum mother chod hai. I'm from the Australian government with a message to the world. As cities bake, fires rage, reefs die, jet streams weaken, and 6 Ligma events cause climate scientists to shit their dacks, many are wondering if we've finally broken our favourite planet. But don't despair. Australia's here to help. No, not by phasing out coal and gas, by inviting the world to a big fucking dinner party. Introducing our bid to host the 2026 UN Climate Summit, COP31. We know, after a decade of climate inaction under the last government, our international reputation is in tatters. Thankfully, this is a new government. As Chris said, Australia is back. But for those of you not fluent in Cantonese, the official language of the Australian government, what he's saying is, we're back to approving coal mines, expanding gas production, and opening up the NT to fracking. So we really need to host a COP to restore our reputation and look like climate leaders. Coal, gas, carbon credits, PR, hosting COP. By these powers combined, we are full of shit. Yes, we know. After undermining 2 decades of climate summits with lies, loopholes, artificially inflated baselines and our fake Kyoto credits, many of you would rather shit in your hands and clap than let Australia host a COP. That's why we came up with the genius idea of co-hosting it with countries the world actually likes, our Pacific Island neighbours. Because unlike us posers, they're actually being climate leaders. These guys introduced a plan to cut shipping emissions, which we voted against, and these guys issued the Port Vila Resolution, which calls for an end to fossil fuel expansion in the Pacific, and which we've ignored. Even kids in the Pacific are bigger climate leaders than us. They've prompted the International Court of Justice to decide if polluters like us are legally accountable for failing to act on the climate crisis. So clearly, co-hosting COP with the Pacific would make our bid look much less shit. And it worked. The Swiss wanted to host this COP too, but they withdrew their bid when they saw ours. And those Pacific Islands are totes up for it too. Kinda, sort of. All they've asked for in exchange is that we end fossil fuel subsidies and stop approving new coal and gas projects. To which we said, settle Gretel, be grateful for the aid we give you to deal with climate damage, like the twin cyclones that just devastated Vanuatu. Sure, that aid is a fraction of the subsidies we give to the companies who caused that damage, but what did you expect? When we told you we'd stand shoulder to shoulder with our Pacific family, we didn't mean against climate change. We meant at the canapé table at COP31. So come on, world, let this major fossil fuel exporter that's cock-blocked climate action for decades co-host a crucial summit with the most climate vulnerable nations in the world while ignoring their pleas to stop harming them, just so we can look like climate leaders. It's not like we're asking you to let some petrostate human rights abuser host COP and have the boss of a huge oil company preside over it. Imagine that. Then the world would really be fucked. COP31. We can't wait to see you in Australia. Spirdalai. Kefe. Terima kasih kami bangsat. authorised by the Department for orchestrating our glorious climate makeover and canapes. Thank you to all our patrons for making the honest government answer possible.
All I wanna do is say, now I'm blue. You want me to run out of dreams, have a dance too. Ooh, you're breaking my heart, you tear it apart, but fuck you. You're breaking my
Jimmy on a beat, boy. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer.
BOOMER, please, your dusty boo don't vibe with me. You are old and so therefore I must say 10 for dinosaur, eh? Boomer.
Okie dokie, Boomer. What's going on, Boomerette? How you doing?
Oh my gosh. Is it just me or is our intro getting longer and longer? Pretty soon it'll just be us at the end of the show being like, hey, see you guys next
Wouldn't
week.
want it any other way, man. I just, you know.
I'm just giving you shit.
No,
I
I had an extra one in there. I'm sorry, guys. I had to test something out tonight. So anyway, do you want to shout out the YouTube tonight, Shanda?
I do want to shout out the YouTube tonight. I see a lot of peeps over there. First off, I want to give a special shout out and much love over to Jax and her family, and we're with
yeah.
you. Hang in there.
Yeah.
I went through a similar thing a couple years ago. It's so fucking scary. You're sitting the waiting room, and you don't know, and your whole life flashes before your eyes. I get it, and it's exhausting. So please get some rest.
Yeah.
Have some laughs on us.
Yeah. I think your husband's name's Craig. I hope it's Craig. I hope I got it right. I hope he's getting well soon there, Jax. We're rooting for you to get things better.
Scary.
So.
You're just going about your life, and all of a sudden, reality that's the way it's smacking you around.
Hell
for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Natalie Williams is hanging out in the chat too. Thank you. Me too, Jax. I feel you. That was a message out to Jax. Thank you, Natalie. Okay, now let's see who's hanging out. Jilly's hanging out. Jilly Love. P Stuff. Hello, P Stuff. Gamer for life.
Gamer.
Cynic Girl. Hi, Cynic Girl. Bella Lugosi, so sorry you're not feeling well. It's kind of going, something in the air tonight. I know my neck's hurting. I'm stiff. I'm achy. Al Walski, how you doing, Al Walski? Why the hell does Al Walski not have a wrench? Al Walski's like one of our original followers. Al, we're so sorry. We will get you a wrench over on the YouTube. Hey, Robert Templeton, how you doing tonight?
Robert.
You know my Barbara. Hi, Barb. You found us. I already got P Stuff, right? I got Gamer. My Kate's in here. Hi, Kate.
Hi,
I saw you hanging out
Kate.
over on the rock fin too. Go Start. Hi, Go Start. I'm so blind. Vic sent us that Juice Media opener. Didn't Vic send us that?
Yeah, in all fairness, yes. I'm going to credit Vic with that. I was just getting ready to drop it in the deck, and I got an email from Vic, and it said, hey, this Juice
She's
Media.
on top of it.
Yeah, she's there.
Rick's hanging out too. Hi, Rick.
Hi, Rick. What's going on?
I'm so blind, but I think I got everybody, unless they were in the very beginning. Natalie Williams, got Natalie Williams. Rad Angel and Kate were the first through the door.
Hi, Natalie. Hi, Natalie.
And I'll go back down to the bottom because everybody always jumps in too at the end. Okay, your 10. You can do the rock fin. Rock fin.
Iris says, loved your uncensored show on Friday, Shad. I love conspiracy.
That was so much fun. And, there was so much shit in that show. And people were like, I can't believe that you went after this person or said that. I'm not. I'm just telling you guys what the internet's saying about these guys, But it's fun. Yeah, to just be able to. That's the way YouTube used to be. Am I wrong? That's what we loved about YouTube. That's what I loved about YouTube. There was always some great rabbit hole to fall down, and anymore they're orchestrated rabbit holes, and I don't like that.
Yeah, back when it was tame and you didn't get a copyright strike for looking cross at somebody. So
oh my gosh,
that's insane.
And why does no other platform do that? It's just YouTube.
Just YouTube. Well, that's where the money is, the big money, right?
Yeah.
Well,
they're in bed with all the corporations. That's why Sony and
yeah,
all the big studios.
All of them. I'm calling out the Rockfin. Am I doing that? I think I am.
Yeah.
Jim, what's going on, Jim? Tech support, Zox. I see Zox in some of these other chats, like over on Jimmy,
Zox.
and Zox will say something very profound and say, I agree, Zox. You're right, Zox. Yes, Zox. Zox and I, we're thinking that. Crone of Heresy, what's going on, Crone?
We got to fix Crone's card. We still have
yeah,
the old
we
handle.
We do. Ronnie Graham.
I saw it. I noticed. We're going to change it.
Ronnie Graham, Copeland Morris. How you doing, guys? Fred Edwards. Speaking of Fred Edward, we have something special tonight, don't we?
Yes,
we are unveiling. This is for Fred, for all of his support and networking. It's long overdue, don't you think, Shanda?
It is long overdue, and we don't want to overlook anybody because you guys are so supportive. But Fred, every show, you're on all platforms sharing us. We appreciate it. We see it. We notice it, and we can't thank you enough.
Yeah, you've been doing it forever, Fred. So this is the least we can do is throw a card up there for you, and I hope that card's okay. I just worked off what you already had publicly, so we really, really do appreciate it. Fred.
We do appreciate it. We appreciate everybody, though. Uncle Warren just jumped in. Hey, Uncle Warren.
Hey, Warren, what's up, man? You got a show tonight, Uncle Warren? He didn't have one last week. He's got a show tonight?
Yeah, you didn't have one. I don't know. Let us know if you are because, you didn't have one last week. SF just came in, too.
SF, what's going on?
SF,
we have to remember 1D in Edward. How many Ds do I have in that? Oh, God, thanks. I need to fix that. I put 2 Ds in Edward.
Oh, my gosh, I see it, too.
Well, shit. Let me fix
My bad. I didn't proof the card.
Yeah, I know.
I just glanced at it.
I was losing my shit. I'm gonna go back. Is that right now, Fred? Did I fix it? Is it okay now? My sincerest apologies. I could never spell anyway. It's hard enough for me to speak, but spelling, that's a
I can't spell either. So you put us together, and we've been a nightmare over the years. I love when we had a guest and we called him a Speasel guest.
Oh yeah. What did I call the last American vagabond? Christian.
God.
I think I spelled it with an H. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I apologize.
We're terrible about it.
I apologize, but we're pretty killer on math. We're not bad. We're pretty good mathematicians. So, I guess that's how it works. You're either good at spelling or decent at math, one or the other. Don't forget, this is satire.
I'm not decent at either, so
you're
decent.
Your theory. You're decent. You don't give yourself enough credit. We want to make sure that everybody knows this is satire, and I put in the title on the Twitter and everything. They only have lies for us, I think, and that's the way it has been all week, and it's been pretty crazy.
This has been a crazy week. It's just been a blur from me because I go from show to show to show. You just move on to what is the current story that everybody's talking about. You got to find every angle of it. And that's all I do all week is just consume all of this crap all week long. And then I look back and I go, what even happened this week? I couldn't even tell you the 2-hour show I did on Monday. I don't know what we talked about.
I don't know how you do it, Shanda, because we know back a couple years ago, we were doing a damn show every day of the week, including Saturdays. And now I can barely drag my ass out
You're
to
right.
do one.
We used to do 6 days a week. How did we do that? We did shorter shows, but a lot of times they turned into 2-hour shows.
Yeah, it was brutal back then. And don't forget, we've got the Patreon over there. If you want to throw a couple of nickels in the Patreon, like everybody
and
loves
hey,
it.
we're doing movie nights now, like I've been promising the Patreon. So yeah, you should come hang out. We do a great Friday night every other Friday.
Yeah, I'm thinking about sucking up that Thursday night, but that I want to do it to where I'm not competing with Kit, because he's.
Dude, you're always competing with somebody.
Yeah.
That's what I've learned. Like, I mean, I sometimes Convo's on right at the same damn time as me, and I hate that because I want to be watching Convo, you know.
Yeah.
And so I will tell my chat, go hang out with them and watch me on the replay. you know?
Yeah. No, it's definitely. There's the there's the PayPal. It still works. If you'd like
yes,
to.
please. If you want to help me out, I would appreciate it. Man, my car goes to the shop Monday at 3 p.m. to have the first part of the estimate done, which is the brakes, completely replacing the whole entire braking system. But then I got to completely replace the undercarriage pretty much. Like,
I hate car shit. Especially when I can't
know.
do it, because I used to do all my car shit. It was terrible. And
I'm not a dumb blonde when it comes to it. I know what the hell I'm talking about. It pisses me off. They try to rip me off.
No, exactly. And I think we should tell everybody now that we are tentatively having a get-together at the Land of Oz next week. We will be off next week regardless of what happens, but we've kind of talked. I haven't had a chance to talk to Amber, but if we can't get all of us together next week, then we're going to push it to down the road, like maybe September. What do you think, Shanda?
I don't know yet. Everything's riding on how my vehicle comes out of the shop on Monday night looking.
Well, we are going to get together, though, and it's going to be.
We are going to get together for sure.
One way or another, we're going to make it happen.
I just got to figure out how to get the 200 miles down to you and back. You know, that's the problem.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. So,
but I'm working on it. I'm working my ass off on it.
I know you
promise
are.
you. I've saved every dime I've got. Like, I go to the store, but like, no, I can't buy that. I got to get my car fixed. You know, like.
Yeah, and I've been putting stuff together here, so
being poor is stressful.
Yeah,
man.
it sucks, man.
So
it sucks,
stressful.
but a lot of our sisters and brothers can relate to that.
I know. Everybody's out there, but not according to fucking the Obama or the Biden administration.
Oh God, everything's great. The stock market's higher than it's ever been. It's a stock market. Jobs inflation is down. Bullshit, Joey. My gas is
crime's down.
Gas is the same as it was. I was paying last year, $5.40 something. So
the highest I've ever paid was under Biden and Obama.
Yeah, so it's
in my life. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand all this propaganda. Oh, that's it. Propaganda is the big P word. So, I guess we should get going. We're gonna have a little mellow show sliding into the week off this week. We've got a very mellow outro tonight. We got Belinda Carlisle and Gino Vanelli. So if we don't put you to sleep during the show, that outro will put you to sleep. So we're counting on it. But no, it's good. Shanda previewed it today. She gave me her seal of approval. It's okay.
It's beautiful. You always pick good songs.
Yeah. What do you got here? We better get going before we get behind too far.
These came from the Democrats' website. I mean, I don't know why, but every time the Democrats tweet some shit out, it's in my feed, and this is what I have to see all fucking day. And for some reason, they think giving Biden devil eyes makes him more relatable. I don't know.
Let's see if I can get it to kick over.
Kick it.
Kick it.
Look on the cup.
Oh my gosh.
What's that?
Gotta watch that again.
It's supposed to be stars, but it looks like demon eyes. The freaking Dems. Oh yeah, that looks really good. Yeah, go ahead and sell that.
Peace of. Shanda, send me a link to a snail mail address. Do you have that ability?
Me?
Yeah.
No,
I got to figure out a way to do that. Peace stuff. Follow me on. You're on Twitter, right? you're on Twitter, I can send you in the back channel. So that'd be great. Yeah. I can send you a Christmas card.
Christmas cards.
Christmas card. Ho,
We do
ho.
Beauty and the Boomer Christmas cards.
Yes, we
and-
do. And we're going to really do them
Yes.
this year if anybody's into it.
Okay.
I'll make custom ones. You just got to send me your address. This is another one. Shanda wrote most of this deck. She did a beautiful job. What's this all about?
Okay, so whistling past the graveyard, Dim's fears grow over mass grassroots fundraising hit. Oh, remember when they lied to us a couple of months ago and said they had the biggest grassroots fundraising effort they'd had in years? Well, bullshit. It's all freaking big donors, and we know it, and they know it, and they're getting worried about it.
Yeah.
And that was an article that Peter Dow fucking tweeted out. And we're going to get to it in a couple of slides, but he's fucking lost his shit on the Dems. And so
Again.
many are. Yeah, just
Yeah.
like I'm done.
I don't trust Peter anymore. He got the reprieve the last time around, then he went crazy here and whatever. So I'm done.
Oh, they all do,
Yeah,
right?
They're all crazy. The worst one out there is Rappaport and Tom Hartman.
Oh,
Those
like
two.
Rappaport physically made me sick this week
Yeah, he was pretty out
with
of
his
control.
stupid Trump dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, grow the fuck up.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my God.
pretty horrific. I wish these actors would stick to acting because they're not political at all.
He's
They're
not
dumber
even a
than
good
shit.
actor or a good comedian.
No, he really isn't.
What,
Yeah.
what is he known for? His foul mouth? I mean, that's about the only thing I think is that catches me on him.
I
you know?
guess. Yeah, I think he had a couple of standout roles for about 15 minutes, but that's about it. But whatever. But Rob Schneider. Rob Schneider's been killing it. So Rob Deuce
love Rob.
Bigelow, male gigolo, you've been
Rob's
killing
like
it. He's a
that
smart
old
guy.
friend you went to high school with.
Yeah.
We all grew up with him. He's all made us laugh over the years. You know, yeah.
What did you
My
br-
SNL
you
life.
brought the dickhead. What the hell?
It's dickhead. That's the newest one, right? So Democrats would prefer that Kamala Harris over Joe Biden in 2024 nominees. New poll shows, yeah, they know that they have no choice but to do something about Biden. I
Yeah.
mean, it's fucking apparent to everybody and their mother that he's not going to make it.
Well, the scuttlebutt on the street is they're going to put Joe in a basement somewhere and bring in Gavin Newsom. I don't
Right,
I
we're
don't
gonna
believe
talk
it.
about that.
I don't
That's
believe it.
coming up, but I don't know if I believe it or not. Harris doesn't have the wherewith to be able to pull this shit off. She is no better than Biden. She is such an empty airhead that every time they put her in front of a camera, she makes an ass out of herself, just like this time. Go ahead and hit play.
Okay.
No, go back up.
Oh,
As
sorry.
the name suggests,
I'll put it back.
community
Okay, okay.
banks are
But
in
she's
the
stupid on this one
community.
too.
It's interesting. I met with one young innovator who was talking about how he was setting up this company to actually work on electric vehicles and electric batteries. And I said, well, tell me about the people who are working with you. And he said, well, we refer to them as technicians. I said, you mean mechanics? That's what we're talking about. Yeah, go ahead and clap.
Please clap.
And as today's jobs numbers make clear, Bidenomics is working.
Meanwhile.
Bidenomics is working. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, no. How's Bidenomics
I
working?
love that she didn't know that a mechanic is called a technician. I mean, and then she was just floored. You know, that's so hilarious.
Well, I don't know. She's got to quit ordering those Omaha steaks and having DoorDash every day for dinner. It's crazy. You
This
want-
one's pretty bad too, if I remember right.
All right, let's hear the wisdom of Kamala.
It's a term we're very proud of, I
Oh, my
must
God.
tell you, because Bidenomics is working. It's working.
No,
Is it really?
it's not working.
It's not working.
They're telling us it's working. You know, I stumbled across this YouTube channel yesterday, and it is this couple that live, I don't know, in the Man of Isles. So they're in the UK. They decide they want to come to America and do a backpacking camping trip, right? So they get up all their gear, they get it all transported, they get to London, and they get jacked for their fucking car and all of their gear. Everything's gone. And the London police just tell him, yeah, sorry, it happens. It happens a lot. We already know about it, but so the guy goes home and he starts doing research into crime statistics around the freaking world. And it turns out they're completely lying to us about crime everywhere.
Yeah,
That just goes hand in hand with the economy's good. What do you mean? The economy's good and there's no crime.
Yeah, they're all crooked. They're lying every day. They're all crooked. I just don't, it's shock and awe from the standpoint of propaganda and lies and misrepresenting historical fact and everything else. It's crazy. So is this the newest meme this week? Trader Joe's on top of the fucking White House.
Oh my God. So we started out the week with Devin Archer trying to testify, and then he didn't really have shit to say when he did finally open his mouth, not anything concrete that anybody could use. And then, so that's how we started this week off.
Well, I hope they
Trader
can
Joe.
get something out of him.
Well, he just talks about the weather when when Hunter calls. So
okay.
That's okay.
Whatever. And you brought Harry Sisson. Oh, by the way, I heard The View is done. They're not going to have any more views. Is that true?
Oh, please. I did kind of hear that, but I didn't want to allow myself to be that optimistic. So let's hope.
Well, I want to get
Let us
Michael
have hope.
Rappaport to do his little swing dance for The View being done. So if that
Well,
actually
I heard
happens.
Roseanne got a spot at the same time taking The View on, so maybe that's why they decided to call it quits, because
Yeah,
Roseanne would kick their ass.
You know what? And that's really scary to me because wow, but
Yeah, 'cause wow.
yeah. So is Joy Behar going to say so, or is that little punk going to say something?
Oh, she's a dumbass. But here, Harry Sessions. These are two totally different clips. I think they just got put together. Harry Sessions. Wow, it's now being reported that in the courtroom, Jack Smith stared Trump down throughout the arraignment hearing and didn't smile or nod at him. Okay, that must have been terrifying to Trump. Jack Smith doesn't mess around.
Oh
Of
shit.
course, this is the prosecutor who's prosecuting
Yeah,
Trump
Glenn-
on one of the multiple cases. that Trump's
Glenn
being prosecuted on.
Greenwald let everybody know about him this morning. He's Superman, not so much. Let's.
Oh my God, it's so gross. But don't get too close to Biden. He sniffs. And let's hear whatever Behar has to say.
Yes.
The economy is booming. Yeah. Inflation is down. The stock market is doing well.
Stock market.
People
for you.
are having an easier time putting bread on the table, etc. He doesn't seem to be getting the credit for that. Only 41% approval. Is it because they think he's old? Because I don't see anything else they can point to with him particularly.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's vomitous. That's vomitous. None of those things she said are in my reality. Are they in your reality, Shanda? I don't know.
No, they're not in millions of Americans' reality. They probably are in her gated community. Hey, stocks have recovered, and they're okay.
Yeah, the minute they start throwing stock market around, I'm thinking, well, which of the average sister and brother owns stock? And how do they have the ability to micro trade like all these bazillionaires do? I mean, come on.
Exactly.
Really?
Exactly.
You brought this one?
Well, did you see this? So the entire House Democratic leadership backs an anti-choice.
Henry Cuellar, yeah.
Yes, and look at the names that signed on for this shit.
Oh, of course, Hakeem.
Yeah, Hakeem.
And
Jeffries.
that's not racial. That's like hacking a loogie, Hakeem.
Right.
Yeah, that guy, he's terrible. Terrible.
Oh my God. And then they go, we don't understand what you're talking about. We don't support the Republicans.
Yeah, well, didn't they back an anti-choice candidate? Was it Pritzker or something?
They will always, and I'll bet you there's progressives in this race. I haven't looked and I could give two shits less, but there's always progressives that get overlooked. Real
progressive. I
Democrats.
haven't seen too many real progressives as of
In a
late.
long time. I know. They're like freaking urban legend. I don't know if there's any around anymore.
Yeah, and here's your buddy, your pal. Your
Yeah,
friend.
speaking of that, has the socialist moment already come and gone? Bernie and AOC helped build a formidable movement since Biden took office. We've seen it reach its limits.
It didn't. It didn't reach any limits.
There was no limit.
There
They
wasn't.
just
They
split
didn't
us
do
into a million
shit.
pieces.
They're just speaking the old forky tongue rhetoric like they always do. And Bernie's got his stump speech going on, and nothing's really happening of consequence. So come on, Bernie, knock your bullshit off and just fucking retire. Sorry about the language. Oh no, I'm not. But you made this, and I tend to agree with that.
Well, a little birdie told me he was a traitor. So
Yeah.
I tend to agree. I'll never forget that moment in my life, in my entire life. It'll probably flash before my eyes when I die, because it was such a powerful feeling of togetherness with so many others around the country, and we
Yeah.
all wanted hope, we all wanted change, and that bird came down and it just was like divine, and it was meant to be, and and then yeah, he just packed it up, went home, and told us to vote for Hillary.
Yeah, that guy that's really hard on the chef is really. No, it's he wrecked hope and change forever, and I feel sheepish for even believing Bernie. So.
Well, and think about 2016. Remember when Bernie went and had a little chat with Obama at the White House, and when he came out, I swear to God, you could see the fucking knives in his back. I think that is really when Bernie capitulated. Now that I think about it and I look back at everything that happened in 2016, that was the moment Bernie knew that whatever revolution he had been talking about and trying to get moving was done.
Yeah, I think so. They sat him on their knee and say, Bernie, this is how it's gonna be.
Yep.
What do you got? You got Nico up here.
Nico made the deck twice tonight. Nico's killing it with these shorts. Good, informative, get it out there. And yeah, this one's about AOC.
So AOC and a few other progressives in Congress decided they're going to take a little field trip to Latin America. They're going to visit Brazil, Chile, and Colombia only. Now, AOC is saying that she's visiting these countries to challenge Joe Biden's foreign policy in the region. But I'm calling cap with a side of bullshit. First of all, there are no progressives in Congress, so that headline
No,
is a
they're
fucking
not.
lie.
I agree.
Secondly, and most importantly, you claim to be going to Latin America to challenge Biden's policies there, but you're not going to visit Cuba. You're not going to visit places like Venezuela or Bolivia or Honduras. You don't want to talk to Venezuela's President Maduro about how it might feel to have the U.S. try to use a proxy to overthrow your government and then throw you under crippling sanctions because you won't let the U.S. control your oil supply? You don't want to go to Bolivia and talk to Evo Morales about how it felt to have Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio use proxies to overthrow his government while he was president because he wouldn't let the United States have control of their lithium supply? Or you don't want to talk to Cuba about how it feels to be under the Cuban embargo simply because you will not allow the U.S. to engage in their neo-colonialism any longer? I mean, I could literally go on for days, but my point is, these people are not going there to challenge U.S. foreign policy in the region. In fact, the progressives in Congress actually passed or stood silently while these heinous policies were being carried out in Latin America.
Yeah, they're going there to have a taxpayer-funded vacation. So.
Oh, that's exactly what it is, right?
Yep, and it's all just image. It's all, getting selfies and shit. Hey, they're doing something. No, not really.
Oh,
Well,
AOC will get pictures of her crying somewhere over something.
Like
that
this
we've
one?
seen her. I've got a clip on Monday's deck for Trailer Park Pundit where she's virtue signaling about SNAP and food stamps. So yeah, join me for that.
yeah, that's I like that meme right there. Stop killing gorillas or gluing tape. Reminds me of somebody else.
Stop killing gorillas.
This
Glue
next one,
and
you and
tape.
I read this one. What was it, yesterday? And I'm thinking, yeah, I'm kind of getting to that point.
Told you so. I had to put this on today's deck. That's why I moved Chris Christie, the outlaw Josie Wales,
Oh.
over. But yeah, we've been saying it. I've been saying it for months now that I really think that he was a sheepdog for the Democrats. Don't forget who he is, who his family is, and how they are icons of the Democratic Party. There was no way he was not going to be this way.
Honestly, with the utter sheer mistake that I think he's making with the Israel position, I can't believe anything but that he is a sheepdog. I mean, this is torpedoing. He's gone down, 7 percentage points in favorability in the last couple of weeks. He's down to 13% now. He was at 21 or something.
That
So-
should speak huge volumes to the Democrats, but it
Yeah,
doesn't.
yeah,
Of how much support there is for Palestine.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on, but anyway, it is what it is. We've got brother Craig
Sorry,
Pasta
I saw-
Jardula here asking a very good question.
Brother Pasta.
So,
Pasta's doing a good job.
He
He's getting a lot of
is.
hate, but I love him for getting out there and asking the question.
and I'll tell you something. No matter when you disagree or whatever you think, Craig is one of the nicest, big-hearted guys
Big
that
hearted.
that I've ever met. He really is. And you know what? He gets feisty and he likes to have the debate and everybody gets passionate. Just take it easy on brother Craig, because all this shit's put in here to divide us. So
It
you know,
is.
and
It absolutely
I'm
is.
biased. I'm biased. He's my brother. You know,
Yeah, mine
guys
too.
are my sisters and brothers too. But I just want us to, you know, just kind of try your best to take it easy on each other when you disagree on something. Now, I'm not.
Pasta knows. People think like, oh, he's just brainwashed by RFK Jr., but that's Pasta knows. Pasta was on the ground with us for all of the Bernie years, the Tulsi betrayals. Pasta's had enough betrayals not to be trusting anybody. Pasta's trying to get answers to our questions and get the information out to people like he's supposed to.
Yeah, and you know what? If he wants to go out there with a presidential candidate and ask him and Brother Cornel West questions, more power to him, because there's not hardly any reporters out there worth a shit that's going to ask him the kind of questions Pasta is. So, you know, I know that RFK Jr. is pulling energy from things that we should be focusing on, but we see it every day. So I'm going to credit the guy for busting his ass, and that's just the way it is. Here we go. I'm going to push it. This is the question, right? He asked him, right?
No, this is the Trump one. This is, okay, so I've had a lot of people ask, oh, perfect ticket would be Trump and RFK Jr., and this is the answer to that.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And there's been
I can't hear it.
rumors bandied about in the media that you may end up running on a ticket with Donald Trump as his vice president. So what is your response to those rumors? And can you definitively say you will never run on a ticket for the White House with Donald Trump?
In my experience, a lot of the stuff that you read in the mainstream news and the corporate news is what I would call conspiracy theories. We're dealing with an entire industry made up of conspiracy theorists. And a direct answer to your question, no, I will not be Donald Trump's vice president.
Yeah. I just kicked over. I just looked at the chat. Becca, see, I trust Pasta too. He's not the type of guy, but RFK kisses Israel's ass. Yes, I agree.
Oh, yeah.
I like Pasta. Nobody's perfect. That's correct. God dang, I think I'm the litmus test for not being perfect. So anyway, Uncle Warren goes, RFK is a vampire with a sore throat. Yeah, he sure is.
Yeah, he definitely is. You see him out there on Venice Beach working out. Oh my gosh, so gross. Willie Braggs is hanging out over at the trailer park.
Hey, Willie, what's going on, man? Schlatsky, Max Blumenthal tore into RFK's lies. Yeah, he tore him a new asshole is what he did.
Yeah.
I mean, even though that he called during the show, you know, Jimmy said he called during his show Friday and said he would have I don't know if it was a debate or an interview with Max Blumenthal.
Well, that's because our brothers and sisters that are so wonderful are trolling the fuck out of him all over fucking Xverse. And every time he posts something, the question is, when are you going to debate Max?
Absolutely. And you know what?
love it.
I'm giving those hearts too.
Me too.
Yeah.
Every time I see somebody call him out. Call him out.
But you know, ad hominem attacks on our sisters and brothers, whether it's one way or another, we're not going to do that. If we do, you know, call us out on it. Call me out on it. I'm the one that's going to fuck up, not Shanda. You watch. You brought this, right?
I don't intentionally fuck up for sure. Let's see. Ron DeSantis accepts Gavin Newsom's challenge to debate on Fox News. Oh, that's going to be fun. Yeah, I'm not counting Newsom out. I'm really not.
Ew, God, the guy is he's so slimy.
He is so slimy. He's like what you think the version of the Antichrist is going to be.
Yeah.
Can I just say that he would play the Antichrist in a freaking Netflix show?
Yeah, well, I don't think he'll do a better job than Sam Neill did in The Omen. We've got this one here caught my. You mentioned this morning, so I went and found it and put it on the deck.
Oh, this dumb beaver. So Nikki Haley tweeted out, China is killing Americans and we need to stop normal trade relations with China until they stop killing Americans with fentanyl. And Caitlin Johnstone says, shut up, you stupid asshole.
Yeah, that's pretty clear. Caitlin just says, shut up, you stupid asshole. I just a couple of things I I'd ask Ms. Nikki Haley is who carries most of our debt, and who do we do a huge majority of trade with for all the toys and shit we get? I think I'd shut your fucking mouth. I mean,
who supplies everything that's in your fucking house, from your toilet scrubber to your fucking potato peeler? It's all coming from China, and it's been set up that way for the last 30 years by these assholes. But I would also like to point out that blaming China for fentanyl,
yes,
that's insane. There are a few base ingredients that, come out of China, but they also come out of India too. And once anybody can make it fucking anywhere. They can make it here in the United States.
Yeah, they
It's
probably,
insane.
you know what, Oildale, California probably retooled from meth to fentanyl. So
They're all retooling. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
On the ground level, I'm telling you guys.
Yeah.
Fentanyl is where it's at, and it's not just coming across the border. They can make that shit right here.
Yep. And if they couldn't, they'd be making something else. This is the big debate you're talking about, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I like that Biden bot there with Obama in his head. I think that's Men in Black 6 or something or whatever, something like that.
I don't know. I hope it's not that creepy, but I'm starting to worry. You know, I went down that whole they cloned Tyrone rabbit hole with Jamie Foxx, and there's some evidence that there could be some clones in Hollywood.
Well, I'm just saying here with this poster, Ron DeSantis versus Gavin Newsom. Now, Gavin Newsom's not running for president at this point, and DeSantis is. What the fuck? Why would DeSantis debate Newsom unless something was up?
Are you kidding? Newsom's had an exploratory campaign out there for a while. Remember, they were filling the water down in Texas and seeing if they could flip some Texas voters because so many Californians have moved to Texas. So they're after taking over Texas.
I'd debate Newsom if he'd come up to my local YWCA. And,
he's just so squirmy. It wouldn't
he's
matter.
a slime ball. Yeah, he's a slime ball.
Such a slime ball.
And
And he comes from a long line of slime balls. So this is the 4 families with 3 generations. You got the Browns, which is Jerry Brown, of course, the governor, and Pat Brown. And then you got Pelosi and all the Pelosi freaking offsprings, Nancy, Paul, and Ron. And then you got the Newsoms and all of their nepotistic kids and the Gettys. So, yeah, there you are. That's how it works when you have money.
sounds like a rock group or several rock groups. We got here.
It sounds like an Illuminati tracking bloodline to me.
Yeah. Ryan Knight put this out. I had to drop it in at the last minute. Top recipients of pharma money. What's this guy's head here? It looks like the top of a Pez container. And
that mitt next to him.
yeah, those are Pez containers, and I'm telling everybody right now that a Pez container has a higher IQ than any of those people, in my opinion. America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. Joe Biden.
You did really good on that one.
Yeah, and Jimmy Dore says, I want you to shut the fuck up. And I kind of agree with that,
I
Jimmy.
kind of agree.
Jimmy, how are we doing over there in the chat? Everybody's hanging in there?
Chat's doing good.
Good.
That's
Keep
hanging
chatting it
out.
up, guys. Keep chatting it up. We got another Nico here. Boy, you went wild with Nico this week.
I told you there was two Nikos on the
Good, good. And then you've got our favorite warmonger down there, John
Well,
Bolton.
he's talking about how inevitable World War III is. Same thing I've been saying on my show for the last 3 freaking months. But I don't know, maybe 3 years actually. We're going to war. We're going to World War III.
There seems to be a constant theme of that in the show tonight.
Whoa.
If you all were looking for another omen that World War III is coming, here it is. Here is an op-ed in the Military Times saying that we need a limited military draft.
Limited.
He's suggesting that we have recruiters recruit people for 11 months out the year and then have a draft to make up the rest of the numbers that the military needs. Yeah. First of all, this tells me that people do not believe in the moral righteousness of the U.S. military as they once did. It also tells me that people are tired of these forever wars that the United States are involved in, especially because we're almost never on the right side of the war. It also tells me that the propaganda is no longer working, and therefore they have to force you to fight the wars that make them all the money. But also, like, of course, y'all not getting any signups. Are you going to fucking sign up to go fight Russia in the wintertime? Also,
Good point.
like China got like 38,000 billion people. And you ever
38,000
seen a
billion,
video
that's
of
a
them
number.
motherfuckers doing martial arts in unison? We would not win that. Like, we can't even manage the McDonald's drive-thru in unison correctly most days. So they've tried the poverty draft over the last couple of years. That's not working. They tried the propaganda. That's not working. So they just said, fuck it. They're no longer going to give you a choice. You got to fight their wars whether you want to or not.
Yeah, they are.
That's where we're that's where we're heading for sure.
Well, they bring back the draft. People will wake up then, won't they?
Well, military recruitment's down like 70% I read an article in that thread where that came from, and yeah, nobody wants to go fight their stupid wars. And not only that, but overall support for the Ukraine war is completely dropping off. And even CNN had to fucking admit it this week, and Glenn Greenwald tore it up like he always does. And I love this meme. Because when you realize Germany always loses world wars and now they're on your team.
Yeah, probably not. Anyway, this is a good explanation, so it runs an extra minute. But Glenn lays it out here, as Glenn normally does. Here we go.
The history of American wars, and that will definitely be the case here, is that in a certain amount of time, whatever it is, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, Americans will ultimately be on your side. They will come to see that they have been manipulated into financing this war, even though it's not in their interest. And we are now at that time where a very comprehensive and reliable poll has demonstrated that a fairly sizable majority of Americans do not want to support or finance this war any longer. So here from CNN, which is the media outlet that sponsored this poll today, my guess is they were expecting a different outcome, but they got the one that they got, and they reported it from today. There you see the headline: majority of Americans oppose more U.S. aid for Ukraine in war with Russia. And here's what the article says, quote, most Americans oppose Congress authorizing additional funding to support Ukraine in its war with Russia, according to a new CNN poll conducted by SSRS, as the public splits over whether the U.S. has already done enough to assist Ukraine. Overall, 55% say the U.S. Congress should not authorize additional funding to support Ukraine. Overall, 55% say the U.S. Congress should not authorize additional funding to support Ukraine, versus 45% who say Congress should authorize such funding. So that's 55-45, a majority of Americans who want nothing further to do with this war in terms of financing it. 51% of Americans say that the U.S. has already done enough to help Ukraine, while 48% says it should do more. A poll conducted in the early days of the Russian invasion in late February 22 found 62% who felt the U.S. should have been doing more. So an overwhelming majority at the beginning of the war who thought the U.S. should be doing even more than the Biden administration was already doing. Partisan divisions have widened since that poll, too, with most Democrats and Republicans now on opposing sides of questions on the U.S. role in Ukraine. Republicans broadly say that Congress should not authorize new funding. 71% of Republicans say that. And that the U.S. has done enough to assist Ukraine, 59%. Among Democrats, most say the opposite. 62% favor additional funding and 61% say the U.S. should do more. Within both parties, these are splits along ideological lines. On providing additional funding, liberal Democrats are far and away the most supportive. 74% back it, compared with only 51% of moderate or conservative Democrats. That's the only reason why the poll is even this close, because 3 out of every 4 liberal Democrats in the United States wants to continue to fund the CIA-NATO war in Europe. Among Republicans, about 3/4 of conservatives oppose new funding, 76%, compared with 61% of moderate and liberal Republicans. So that is a pretty substantial partisan difference, where the Democrats want to fund the CIA war, proxy war in the Ukraine, which does not surprise me in the least, while Republicans are largely now opposed to it. Remember, Republicans nominated a president in 2016 who ran on a vow not to involve the United States in any more foreign wars and not to do any more regime change wars, and ran against not just the Democratic Party foreign policy, but the Bush-Cheney neocon foreign policy as well. And Republicans overwhelmingly elected him, despite establishment money overwhelmingly being behind his rivals such as Marco Rubio and Jeb Bush. So the fact that the Republican Party membership no longer wants these intricate, endless commitments of U.S. funds and U.S. military strength to fueling foreign wars has been clear for some time, and it's very clear in this poll.
I gotta say something real quick.
Go ahead.
Any candidate, West, RFK Jr., Marianne Williamson, anybody, if they lead with a non-word salads thing and just say, we are going to end these wars, these imperialist wars. We're gonna, as soon as I take office, they're done. We're gonna get the hell out of them. That's the way to go. And you know that Uncle Trump is going to do that too, again. Because everything that he used the first time around, he's using now, and he's using it effectively. And on top of that, every indictment, it seems like his popularity goes up. So
Yeah, we're going to talk about Trump. Trump's the next section. So
all right.
we'll get into Trump. We're
All
gonna talk about
right,
Trump.
all right. You brought Marty McFly here.
Well, when I was a kid, Call of Duty, Need for Speed, Minecraft, and Mortal Kombat. This is true. And let's see. If Back to the Future was made today, Marty would be traveling back to 1993.
Yeah, hell yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
Is that NAFTA?
Yeah, that's NAFTA.
That's NAFTA. And you've got is this a United spot?
Okay, so yeah, this is the first United spot. Of course, they killed it with the Trump trial circus bullshit, and this is the first one. We've got a couple of them. We're gonna break them into sections.
All right, let's hear what Nancy's got to say here.
Well, it's indictment day. Again?
Again?
We finally got you, Trump.
Yeah, it's all over, pal.
Yeah, you're going down, Mr. Poopy Pants. Yeah, I brushed my teeth with barbecue sauce this morning. Can you smell it? Shut up, Joe. All right. Are we seriously doing this again?
Yep, we're seriously doing this again.
You're finished, Trump. Why didn't you guys do this witch hunt 2.5 years ago?
Well, because you weren't running for president.
So shut up! Sorry. Why is it that every time the Biden crime family gets exposed, I get indicted?
Because that's how cover-ups work. Duh!
James Coma reveals the Biden family payments and poof! I get indicted.
That was just a coincidence.
The grand old potty views Biden family bribes and poof! I'm indicted again.
Well, stop breaking the law, asshole!
Hunter's sweetheart plea deal falls apart and poof! Jack in the Box over here adds more charges. We got you this time, Trump.
Yeah, we got you.
And wouldn't you know it, as soon as Devin Archer testifies, I get indicted once more.
Well, don't do the crime if you can't do the time.
Are you guys ever gonna stop this?
Sure. As soon as you stop running for president.
So that's what this is all about? Me running for president?
Yep.
And if I stop running for president, you'll stop indicting me?
You're not as stupid as you look, Trump.
So all I gotta do is stop and
That
this all
was
goes
terrible.
away. Yep, it all gets erased. So are you gonna give up, Trump?
Yeah, Trump, are you gonna give up or what?
Not a chance.
Trump, did you realize that if you don't quit, we're just gonna keep coming for you?
I'm actually looking forward to that the most.
Come on, Trump, can you just give up? Pretty please,
Trump,
give up, Trump, please. Come on. Yeah, come on, Trump, pretty please.
I don't think so. The way I see it, all I need is one more indictment to ensure my election.
Say what you want about the United spot. They can be crass, they can be gross, but they are entertaining for some.
They are. They make me laugh.
They put a lot of work into that, and they kick them out fast, which is amazing.
Yeah, they do. And they're on top of the current events, too.
Yeah,
so.
they really are, you know, whether you agree with what they're saying or not. What's this? Is this an artistic...
Okay, so this is one of the... This is Reuters. Oh, my God, it's going to make you gag. But this is one of the statements that Trump made this week.
Oh, okay. All right.
I promise. Yeah, it's gross.
Sad day for America.
Former President Donald Trump called the latest indictment against him a persecution on Thursday after his arraignment on federal charges he led a conspiracy built on lies to overturn his 2020 election defeat. Inside the Washington, D.C. courtroom about an hour earlier, Trump pleaded not guilty to the charges, standing up to address the judge directly as he entered the plea. Sitting in the front row behind Trump was special counsel Jack Smith, Trump appeared to glance occasionally at Smith, who has accused the former president and his allies of promoting false claims that the election was rigged, pressuring state and federal officials to alter the results, and assembling fake slates of electors to try to wrest electoral votes from then-President-elect Joe Biden. Outside, small groups of Trump supporters and critics took turns posing in front of the John Marshall Park entrance of the federal courthouse, about a half-mile from the U.S. Capitol, the building Trump's supporters attacked on January 6, 2021.
The men and women of law enforcement who defended the U.S. Capitol on January 6th are heroes.
On Tuesday, Smith announced the 4 felony charges, including conspiracy to defraud the United States, to deprive citizens of their voting rights, and to obstruct an official proceeding. The most serious charge carries a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison.
Oh, yeah.
Thursday's arraignment was the third time Trump has pleaded not guilty since April. The 77-year-old and front-runner for the Republican presidential nomination previously pleaded not guilty to federal charges that he retained classified documents after leaving office, and New York State charges that he falsified documents in connection with hush money payments to a porn star. And he may soon face more charges in Georgia, where a state prosecutor is investigating his attempts to overturn the 2020 election there.
This is a persecution of a political opponent.
While Trump repeated his claim that he was being persecuted before flying back to his Bedminster, New Jersey golf club, Trump himself has been accused of using government power for political gain. His first of 2 impeachments in 2019 was for pressuring Ukraine to investigate his Democratic rival Joe Biden before the 2020 election. Senate Republicans later acquitted him of those charges.
This is not the place that I left.
Trump also said that he was sad to see what he called filth and broken buildings in Washington, D.C. When he left office, the city was barricaded and occupied by thousands of National Guard troops after his supporters broke into the Capitol in a failed attempt to stop Congress from certifying his election loss.
See, they stopped saying coup because we kept asking them how the fuck were they going to coup anything. So now they're just saying, oh, they were trying to stop the certification of it. I mean, that whole thing just makes me sick. And it's not that I support Trump. I've never been a Trump supporter. But don't the Democrats get that they make Trump look stronger when they attack him like this? I mean, that's what I see.
There are people going to vote for him just because they view it as what it is. I believe it is a political persecution. And check my memory for me. Didn't the Democrats in 2016 try to get the electors to not certify Trump as president?
I was a part of that group. I was friends with Washington State's elector because you elect so many people and they go down and there's one person that's chosen from your state, whatever. We pushed all of our electors in 2016 not to certify that election because as Bernie people, we're still hoping that we could prove that Bernie had been rigged in the fucking primary.
Yeah, I mean, and people say, and you got used to getting in trouble on YouTube for saying that, the election wasn't quite as legitimate as one might think.
2 strikes. We took 2 strikes for that shit.
But gotta tell you guys, if a primary is rigged, a primary election, even though it belongs to the parties, then the whole election process is fucked. I don't know how many times we got to tell people that if the primaries that elect the candidate that goes to the general election is rigged, then the general election by default is rigged. So what the hell? What the hell? That's not a hard concept.
That's only reality on the playground and elementary school, not in real life.
Do I have to listen to Rachel Maddow?
Oh, okay. So this is her gloating. My God, we saw some nipple heads gloating this week, and this is just one of them.
Oh my God.
And now, as of 4:24 p.m. today, August 3rd, 2023, former President Donald Trump has issued his plea. He is standing facing the judge. He says, not guilty.
Fuck you.
That is to the first charge about which he was asked about. We will presume that he is, and now it is confirmed, as of 4:25 p.m., Trump has pled not guilty to all counts. Again, there are other substantive matters that will happen during this arraignment. We will be interested to see the discussion that happens around the conditions of his release, but the meat of this matter has now taken place. Former President Donald Trump has been confronted formally with the charges against him. He has been He's had his rights explained to him, including the right to remain silent, which, for anybody who's ever watched a cop show, kind of lands like a ton of bricks.
Oh, cop show.
He's been advised of his rights. He's been advised of the charges that are pending against him, and he has entered his plea. He has entered his plea of not guilty on all charges.
She should be arrested for her culpability in Russiagate, for lying to the American public. I think she's got blood on her hands. So, don't throw stones boulders if you live in a glass house. MSNBS and all of you corporate sponsored piece of shit Western media propaganda outfits, you can all go to hell and burn. Anyway, that's I'm sticking to it. That's my story.
Okay, so MSNBC wasn't the only ones out there gloating. Of course, CNN had nonstop coverage. I know I was over there for Cream of Bullshit, and I wasn't even shocked by the amount. But this one, they compare Trump to Osama bin Laden.
This is memeology, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Memeology. But it's CNN, they're memeing.
When I first learned about the indictment, I had a long conversation with a friend of mine, Ryan Riley, and I told him how proud I felt to be an American at that moment, much in the way that I did when I learned that our military had killed Osama bin Laden, when I learned that our military had killed Osama bin Laden. I just felt incredibly proud.
These two seem comparable
incredibly
to you?
proud to have been.
I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but why that comparison in particular?
I believe they're comparable.
In what way?
Absolutely.
What?
Absolutely comparable.
Osama bin Laden was a terrorist who committed a horrific act against American people and against our republic. And I believe that Donald Trump is a terrorist who committed horrific acts against the American people.
He's what you might call a fucking asshole.
What the hell? What was that? Where'd they get that guy?
Even the CNN commentator was like,
What are you talking about, dude?
Dude, we don't even go that hard. But
I think that's the same guy that tries to check your Walmart receipt every time you go out the door, Shannon.
Oh, man. I started fucking with Our Lady, and I'm like, can you please not mark it anywhere where there's writing, so that way when I put it through my scanner, it doesn't mess it up. And so I'm just fucking with her.
Oh, my God. Now, this is one of those complex ones, right?
Okay, so this is a 8-minute. So with all of the kangaroo court all fucking week, United Spot killed it, and they put out an 8-minute one. And I just figured 8 minutes was too long. So we'll cut it into part 1 and part 2. So this is part 1.
All right, here's part 1, and it's good. It's really good. I previewed it today.
All rise for Judge Mary Guy. Welcome everyone to is this impeachment court? Nope. Is this impeachment court number 2? Nope. Okay, is it grab 'em by the meow court? No. Is this E. Jean Carroll court? No. Okay, is this Stormy Daniels court? No, no, no. Welcome back to the People Against Donald Trump, sponsored by George Soros. Attention, peasants. Oh, the impeachment trial has begun. Let's get this over with.
I just want to let everybody know that I'm here in favor of Donald Trump, and I'm here to support Donald Trump in any way, and I'm here to fight for our president. I'm sorry, I couldn't do that with a straight face.
I never felt so helpless before. I felt like I stepped on a pig. Your Honor, we the jury find Donald Trump guilty of all charges. Oh, damn it! Y'all ain't supposed to say that until after the show. Sorry, read your scripts, people. Miss Hutchinson, do you swear to read the scripts, the whole scripts, and nothing but the scripts, so help you money? I do. And action! January 6th committee, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you whatever? Good enough for me. Wait a minute, Is this impeachment court or January 6th court? It's January 6th court, Nancy. I always get those two mixed up.
Is this Russia court?
No.
Okay, is this January 6th court?
No.
Is this the Mueller investigation report court?
No.
Wait a minute. Is this the show me your taxes court?
Nope.
Is it the we almost got him again court?
No.
Well, what court is this? Anyone?
It's, you know what, I have no idea what court this is.
Mr. Pence, can you describe
Fly
this
on his
photo?
head.
His fly.
Yeah, that's Donald Trump ripping the tag off a mattress. And you witnessed him doing this? Yes, I did. This wasn't the first time, was it? Nope. No, it wasn't. In the 4 years you spent at the
This is
White
great.
House, how many mattress tags did twice impeached Donald Trump rip off? All of them.
You murderer!
Mr. Pence, did you ever try and stop Trump from ripping the tags off? Yeah, but he just told me it's not my concern.
Hey, show the video! Yeah, show the video!
I don't know what side I'm on. I'm here today to let everybody know that I support Donald Trump. I couldn't do that with a straight face. I'm sorry.
Donald Trump was angry because he lost. And then all of a sudden he yelled out, "Go, go, gadget arms." And that's when he stole the limousine.
I have no idea.
Me either.
Well, I need to know what court this is.
What difference does it make? He's guilty!
I know, but here it is. It's classified document court. Duh.
Okay, so that was the part one. That was part one. We'll watch part two after Sabi.
Okay, yeah, that was great.
That
I
was
love
great.
that. Do you swear under pledge of money? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, whatever.
Now, this is something we all know. A Princeton study revealed the bottom 90% of earners in the U.S., which is the vast majority of people,
like us.
have zero impact on policy. Remember this when either ruling class party begs you for your vote or money. Don't give it to them, period. They don't represent anybody except the rich donors. And we've known this for how long?
Yep.
20 years, 30 years now?
Long time. Long time.
Ryan Knight, just reminds us.
Yeah,
of
no, that study's been out for a long freaking time that we have no control, no power.
None whatsoever. None whatsoever. The best way to do it is withhold your vote from those fuckers, give it to anybody, and don't give them any money for the love of God. I wish I could get everybody's money back that gave to Bernie and Obama.
Oh, my God. Fucking I know, right? Hundreds of millions got given to Bernie.
Yep, and Obama, it was horrible. It was horrible.
And they ended up turning that money and giving it back to the fucking DNC.
Yeah, they did. And
They went through Act Blue, and the DNC just siphoned off what they wanted.
And they got your email addresses, as you all know.
Ooh,
so
yeah.
You got that. You brought one from Brother Case Study. I love Case QB.
Case Study had Shama on this week, and a lot of hate been coming down on Shama, because she's got a rent cap initiative that's introduced to the city of Seattle. And they're shooting her down and attacking her. Big money's coming after her because, hey, the landlords of Seattle, they got to make their money. And, of course, Shama fights for the workers. And but I think he's asking her about TYT.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
The last question I want to ask you is about the state of left media. The state of left media, and what do you think of independent left media, and how, as somebody who watches a lot of mainstream media, as most people know, and I watch a lot of independent media, I would have thought to see you on a lot of other places a lot more. So, for example, I'll say straight up, TYT, I would have thought that as a leftist, someone
because they're shills?
progressive in that lane,
getting
with a strong voice, and someone who was elected. So it's not even like you're a nobody. You are somebody who has a big voice. I thought I would see you there way more than what I actually see, what is actual reality. So let me give you the microphone as we close out this show.
Yeah, maybe that's why they don't want me on, because they know that we have a lot to say and that we have a very powerful analysis that will make sense to a lot of working people. And so just to clarify, I will go on TYT if they have me on. I have gone on Fox News, CNN, all kinds of media, because I know that when I go on there, I'm not speaking to the person who is interviewing me. I'm speaking to the hundreds of thousands and maybe even millions of people who are listening, many of whom will agree with what I'm saying, So when I go on Fox News, I think of the Teamster rank and file, the Teamster drivers who are driving their trucks, FedEx drivers who are driving their trucks and listening to radio as they're driving. And I know that some of the things that I say will resonate with them about the injustice that workers face, about the strong contracts that we want to fight for, and the need to go on strike in the union movement. And so in this context, the left media, as much as we have, and in fact we have too little of it, it plays a pivotal role. So the fact that you have this broadcast where we can have this conversation about workers need to go on strike, what's happening with the question of rent control, all of this is so crucial because the New York Times is not calling me for an interview on why the Democrats voted down rent control. They are not having me on talk about West Virginia teacher strike or why the UPS, many of the UPS Teamsters are planning to vote no. So left media plays a very crucial role. And in fact, as I said, I have deep appreciation for shows like yours, RBN, many other shows. And I've been on many of your shows. But it's precisely because of all of that Worker Strike Back is launching, as I said, a new video broadcast called On Strike. And we're hoping to continue collaborating with you and others. And we need, and what we are going to bring through On Strike is some of the analysis that we have brought forward through our office. But we're hoping that will be the platform for us to have more in-depth discussions, including historical discussions, because historic discussions of history and analysis it's not an armchair thing. It's not an intellectual satisfaction kind of thing, just for the heck of it. It's because we want to learn lessons. We want to understand if there was a general strike in Minneapolis and San Francisco, how did that happen? What did the workers do? Why is it that every time you see these massive strike actions, virtually every time there's socialist leadership there? So what socialism mean? Why was the Russian Revolution the most progressive event in 20th century human history? So all of those questions we want to discuss, and at the same time also provide analysis for the most pivotal daily events like the UPS contract, but also internationally.
Yeah.
Shama does get into
she does. And she's exposing the Democrats, just like the Democrats voted down a bill to have the money going to Ukraine audited. I mean, the Democrats.
Fucking burning.
I think there's a huge case to argue right now the Democrats are worse than the Republicans by far, because all we hear from the Democrats is threats that the Republicans want to do. The Democrats are actually doing it to us. They are screwing us 17 ways from Sunday. So they're in charge. They're running the show. They're going to use that 60 vote majority against us. It should be, it's just ridiculous. So,
well, and she's right when she says we have to do analysis of why these movements, when they work, why they're working, and they are always led by socialists. But I can promise you, it ain't these Democratic fucking socialists. And I've been telling y'all, the Democratic Socialists of America have been full of shit for 5 years now, and that they were just there to co-opt and sheepdog you back into the Democratic Party. They towed the line of the establishments every time we would come up against them and encounter them. And they're getting called out for exactly what they are.
All right. Well, let's hear it.
Rob, I want to shout Rob out before we go. The internet's really crappy right now. So, Rob Juno, thank you so much for the super chat. Better drop this before I get dropped by the internet. Love and strength to all. Peace and Assange. Yes.
Yeah. Free Assange. We can't say that enough, and we should say it like every 30 seconds. Let's give this a listen real quick. Sabby nails it.
Sabby nails it. Yeah,
Hey, I got chocolate chip documents in my garage. I got classified documents too. Me too.
What happened?
I got some too.
Yeah, so do I.
Has the jury reached a decision? Yes.
How come I hear United Spot?
This is
because I screwed it up.
I just thought maybe it jumped on us.
Let me hit
My deck jumps on me every show.
I got
do.
distracted because Missy is running her pie hole in the background. Here we
Oh,
go,
I miss
everybody.
Missy.
Here we go. I got the right button this time. I can't even push a button. Wow.
Responding to
You're
this
fine.
growing left-wing sentiment, Larimore Hall emphasized the DSA's leadership's central task of preventing this growing layer of radicalized workers and youth from breaking with the Democratic Party. And let me break down to you what that means. That means that the organization is not going to be supporting anyone that is outside of the Democratic Party, even if they're running on the issues that the organization has as a part of its platform. So that means that DSA is not going to get behind a candidate like Cornel West. We're going to get into that in just a second, even though he's running on progressive policies. It means that DSA is not going to get behind anyone who's really serious about challenging power. They're not going to get behind a third-party movement. They're not going to get behind an independent movement. Their goal is to keep you in the Democratic Party. And if that means that they can't change the Democratic Party, then they will just go along with the Democratic Party. I hope everybody is following here, because this is exactly what I warned people was going to happen. Let's continue. We get stuck in these conversations like, well, maybe someday there'll be an independent party of the left that we'll be a part of. And then that just sort of hangs there. Why be agnostic about that? It seems to me very, very clear that it's not going to be. And the refreshing thing about DSA founder Michael Harrington was that he just said it's not going to happen. We are not going to have a third party of the left. We're not going to have a socialist party in the United States. Then what the hell is the point of Democratic Socialists of America?
What the hell?
Okay, so the first time I encountered Democratic Socialists of America was on the campaign trail for Bernie Sanders, and it was at the University of Washington. Now, this is just one aspect of them, but they like to target college campuses because then they can get the kids that can afford to be at an elite university, and yeah, they just towed the line constantly for all of the Democrats. We would push back on them and they would just be, nope, that's what we voted for. That's what our body, and like, yeah, no, we're not playing this game.
This is
But
like, yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, this is like these phony climate groups like the Sunrise Movement.
Yes.
Same thing. They've all been co-opted by money, and they don't really give a shit. You know, I have more juice for these people that are gluing themselves to Rembrandts and, doing this kind of shit, although that's probably not what I would do. But, hey, I think they're more sincere because, that's just the way it is. But we got to get around this. Do you want to read that from V?
And they're right about the whole third party shit, you know, like.
It's a super.
What am I reading?
A super sticker. What is that? ISK 1500. That's what is that? What's monetary is that? I'm curious. It's a super sticker. So I've never seen that before.
Norwegian?
Yeah, I don't know. Tell us.
Am I right or am I wrong? Thank you so much, V. What's up?
Yeah, I do want to point something out real quickly. 49,000.2. She's going to hit 50,000 this week, so I wasn't that far off. Only 30 days, because I said July 5th.
You did really great. You've been saying it for 6 months now.
Yeah, so I was close.
Yeah.
That was close.
You were
with the way things go. So I'm going to pat myself on the head that I still got a little bit.
And we've stayed exactly the same in those 6 months.
Yeah, we've picked up 23 people and lost 18 and.
Well, YouTube gods giveth and they taketh.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. Go ahead. We're not about that, but anyway,
No.
This is part two.
This is part 2 of the United Spot.
And it's great.
It's
It's
funny,
great.
yeah.
It's great.
Hey, I got chocolate chip documents in my garage. I got
Chocolate
classified documents too. Me too. Me too. Yeah, I got some too.
Yeah, so do I.
Has the jury reached a decision? Yes.
You can start by giving me all your money. This is MAGA country.
We were horrified. He kept screaming, This is MAGA country. He made us read the Constitution and he tried to inject everyone with bleach.
I thought I was going to die. He poured bleach on me and made me say the Pledge of Allegiance. I just wanted to order a Diet Coke.
So there I was, riding my bike to the Capitol, when all of a sudden...
You're all under my control.
Hey, Stormy, did you get that money I sent you? Highly respected adult film star Stormy Daniels, do you swear to read the script, the whole script, and nothing but the script that we provided for you? Stormy, please don't suck the microphone.
Sorry. Yeah, I swear. As long as I get paid.
District Attorney Bragg, call your first witness.
Hang on. I gotta hide a couple hundred pages of evidence.
Guilty. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to say that again.
Aren't you gonna ask me if I'm gonna tell the truth?
Yeah, police, I'm being attacked.
All right, Mr. Schiff. Call your first witness.
Madam Drinker, what we call twice impeached, no longer President Donald Trump.
Guilty.
We haven't even started yet.
Sorry. I wasn't supposed to say that till later. Proceed.
Never in the history of America has a private citizen ever been impeached. This is a waste of the taxpayers' money and America's time.
Silence, Trump. You are not allowed to talk. No Twitter, no Facebook, no YouTube, no nothing.
I'm so glad Trump's not president anymore. I mean, thousands of people are out of work, but at least we don't have to read Trump's mean tweets anymore. Those really hurt my feelings.
Can you describe this photo? Yeah, that's Trump leaving the toilet seat up.
You son of a bitch! You're gonna fry for this, Trump!
Mr. Pence, what other laws did Trump bring? Well, when he was in Connecticut, Trump tried to sell a pickle that didn't bounce. What else? When he was in Georgia, he ate fried chicken without a fork. Is that all? There's more. When he was in Kansas, he threw a snowball. When he was in Maryland, he said a bad word while driving. When he was in Massachusetts, he danced to the national anthem.
You son of a bitch! Hello, President everybody!
Hey, everybody. Hey, Stormy. I miss you. Can you ever forgive me?
Wait a minute!
You're gonna believe a guy who's serving 14 years for fraud and identity theft over a former president?
Hey, there is no one more trustworthy than a convicted felon! Ain't that right, Michael Cohen?
It's true. Mr. Trump,
Are
you guilty of the crime you're being indicted for? No, I don't even know what I'm being indicted for.
Hey, neither do I. But I'll think it's something.
You going down, Trump! Ain't nothing more important than putting you in jail!
What about the crime wave in New York?
I don't care about that. I only care about putting you in jail.
Hey. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, who you gonna believe? A former president of the United States or a highly respectable, family-friendly porn star?
There ain't nobody more credible than a family-friendly porn star. Twice impeached, no longer President Trump. Where were you on January 6th?
Trying to make America great again?
Mr. Trump, I will not allow racism in my courtroom.
Make America great again is racist?
Another word out of you and I'll hold you in contempt.
Another drink into you and your liver's gonna hold you in contempt.
You got a big mouth, convict.
I'm not even the president anymore.
It doesn't matter. We just like you so much that we're willing to waste the taxpayers' money to impeach you one more time.
America, are you paying attention to this?
I hereby sentence you to life in prison.
For what?
I don't know. This ain't got nothing to do with politics. Not a joke.
That was the best written one yet. I think
It was. I love how they added so many characters from the past.
Yeah, I love the jury going with the mouths going, what?
Yeah.
That's a lot of work. They really kicked that up.
Pence's Fly showed up.
That was fantastic.
Great.
That was fun. We hope you guys enjoyed it. And if some of you were offended, then sorry, but it was pretty fun.
We've been bringing United Spot for almost 4 years.
Yeah,
now,
so we got to credit. And by the way, we don't cover up their logo. We let their the logos fly high on our show. So that's what we're about, is promoting other creators. Linda, speaking.
Yeah.
Linda, would you rather? Linda's knocking it out of the park. You're gonna love this.
Oh, this
Shannon.
is creepy.
You're gonna love this.
I'm going to. Okay.
Hey fam, tonight we want to ponder about the body as a canvas, and specifically whether we'd rather be covered in tattoos or covered in piercings. Some people opt for both, and that's cool. My super low threshold for pain would have me choose neither, although I do have some piercings, my ears and my tongue, and one tattoo on my shoulder. I'm not about to cover myself with either, though. What would you choose?
What would you choose?
I already chose. I have both. So.
Oh, okay.
I have lots of piercings. I have lots of tattoos.
I don't think I have anything. I think I'm boring.
But, you know, times were different back then.
Yeah, I know.
With the way
In the
we grew
50s, yeah,
up.
thank
In
you.
the 50s, 60s, even in the 80s and early 90s, like, you were looked down upon if you had a tattoo. How are you going to get a job? You know, if you get a tattoo, people will think you're, you know, a wild
God,
person.
I sent you that picture of that one lady who had the inked all over her face like a mask. And nobody would hire
people
her.
are doing their eyeballs now. And yeah, it's really accepted mainstream now, but it wasn't 20 years ago.
Yeah, well, still, I think it makes it difficult to find work. What is this?
Did you see this yesterday? This riot that broke out in New York City. So it was a YouTube, or I mean, an influencer.
Is this a
and
dude?
it was some kind of giveaway, but all of these freaking teenagers just swarmed New York, took it over. You should have seen the cops, man. If we had a real riot, that's what I took away from this. If we had real riots, these guys are unprepared.
Holy crap.
We are screwed.
Is this the one where the cops were holding up plywood to keep from getting hit?
Yes, from getting hit from stuff. There's been all kinds of videos out there, but these kids just went buck wild.
God, I wish they'd channel that energy into a general strike across the nation. You brought this.
Mick Jagger turned 80 last week. Mitch McConnell is 81. The difference apparently is drugs, sex, rock and roll, and stand up all night. There you go.
God dang. Wow. Yeah. I think it's the rich food.
yeah, it's all that rich food.
Yeah. What do you got here?
Oh, so this was a week ago today. So this story's a little bit old, but we didn't get a chance to talk about it, and I wanted to talk to you about it. And this was the run on food we saw last weekend at Costco's in response to India shutting down part of their rice trade.
The rice, yeah. Okay. So you're not going to get any rice lately. All right, let's check it out.
This is Tapu 7, and you were witnessing people panic buying rice after this new ban put into place by India. And you can see here in this clip, long lines of people in the United States waiting to get food. This is connected to India coming out and stating that they are going to put this large-scale ban across the board on exporting certain rices. So now all of a sudden these people panic buying, and we're seeing this on video clips being shared on social media, and it's coming from places like Texas and out of places like California, where they're seeing this firsthand. So the one clip was of a Costco, people starting to get a little crazy in there, throwing the food around, and it looks like some are seeing this as a sign that something big is on the horizon. We've warned about food shortages, and there's different things that add to them. But on the global scene, having India make a move like this is rather big. Plus, the moves that Russia's making in terms of threatening to blow up anything that comes into a Ukrainian port, and then destroying all the wheat. You're talking that wheat and rice now, globally, taking a big hit. This is something to pay attention to. I'm going to break this down further on the next live stream. Make sure to join me. But for anyone
I
out
should have
there,
cut that. You can pull it.
Yeah.
Taboo.
Yeah.
Taboo 7. So that's a week old. That was exactly a week ago. But I brought it because I think that this is a precursor of a much bigger shortage that we're going to have as we go into fall. I'm noticing as a gardener that I'm having a lot of problems with a lot of my different crops that I normally don't have a problem with. Normally I just put them in the ground and they grow fine, and I'm, doing everything I can to save them. It's almost like they're being poisoned. They're just, it's the craziest shit. So I'm very concerned. And this one is Adapt 2030. If you're not following Adapt 2030, they're a good channel. I really appreciate their work.
Rice export ban, we're hearing about it triggering panic buying, not just in the U.S., but planet-wide. Rice is such a staple crop across the world. All exports of non-basmati rice ceased. And you might think, well, this resource nationalism has been sweeping our planet as crops get tight on the yields. Look no further than Ukraine. Wheat prices spike as Black Sea ports are shuttered. Now, officials in Ankara in Turkey absolutely state that there's no viable alternative to that grain corridor except over land. And what happens right on cue? Brussels thrashing out plan to move Ukrainian grain through the EU ports because they were dumping so much, so heavily that it was putting local periphery countries just in glut of grains and ruining market conditions for local farmers. So somehow they're going to need to get this grain from landlocked nation through a bunch of other landlocked nations out to a port somewhere. Good luck on that. But I do want to bring you to this map here. I spoke about in my live radio program with Ransom Godwin last night. Every Thursday night, 10 p.m. to midnight.
Who's the greenest?
Agriculture
India.
footprint, the feed and fuel. That's the purple. Feed for animal feed, ethanol for the fuels. And if the feed is reduced, i.e. Ukraine, what I see there, along with North America, parts of northern China that are struggling for production this year, the animals are going to need to decrease with that as well. Population is going to need to meet feed demand. What's most interesting is the food, just straight up growing for food. Look at that dark green, India. So, that's a predominant share of the world's just food production taken offline with India, with its national resources now keeping it in the country. So I guess the question needs to be asked. We're in this now next phase of resource nationalism. Everywhere you look, I don't care where you look across any newspaper, across the world, they're talking about inflation rearing its ugly head way through the end of the year here. It's going to get nasty, going to get expensive, and the food choices are becoming more limited. Now countries are responding, going, whoa, we need to keep that food in our place so we don't have riots on the streets.
Have you just for the hell of it, when you were shopping recently, have you looked at the price of just a bag of fucking chips?
Oh my God, everything's insane. Are you kidding? I used to be able to budget really well, know how much money I could, was in my budget and meet that every month and, survive. I can't anymore. I throw a few things in the cart. It's $100 fucking. Like I go grocery shopping like I used to. It would be $500 or $600 fucking. I can't do that anymore. So now I'm picking and choosing. I'm shopping a week at a time anymore.
I refuse to buy it. You know what? And chips, they got glyphosate in them. I'm not going to buy them anyway. So.
Well, yeah, but everything. It's not just
crazy.
Every single item at the grocery store has gone up $2, $5, $10. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, they're full of shit about inflation going down. They are absolutely full of shit. Absolutely. Well, we're going to
100%. Yeah,
we're going to switch it up to the lighter side here. We're going to blow through these next ones. But Shanda, you brought this, and
I laughed my ass off when I saw this.
You were punking me, man.
Most young people will never know the angelic voice of Luciano Pavarotti.
Yeah, Pavarotti. A la Ron Jeremy, Shanda. What the hell? What is that all about?
That was funny.
You're desecrating the image of Luciano Pavarotti.
Ron Jeremy's going to rot in prison for the rest of his life.
Yeah, he's in there rotting right now, I think. So, I'm multiple rapes and everything.
He's singing like a jailbird.
Yeah, he is absolutely.
I laughed so hard when I saw this.
I got two great selections for the Shitlib Book Club recommendations this week. It's Goodbye Testicles, and as you can see, it's Kyle Kalinske and Crystal Ball. I think that's apropos. And then
Guys.
counting the days until the apocalypse. And that's John Bolton and Anthony Blinken. I think that's perfect. Don't you guys? Those are great books. I highly recommend them. Very useful. Well, maybe not so much in Kyle's case, but anyway.
Great book club. Great book club.
Love the book club.
Kyle Crystal, I was laughing so hard on that one.
They're fair.
Because I always joke that Crystal's got Kyle's testicles in her purse.
Yeah, you know what? And I say, I don't like to go after our sisters and brothers. They're not our sister and brother.
They're not our sisters
They're
and brothers.
elites.
They're
They're elite.
corporate sellout. Yeah.
Yeah, abso-fucking-lutely. Oh my God. What do you got here?
These ones
What
work
is
better.
this?
So this is, I can see it better when it's up on the main screen. Okay. So this is Truth Stream Media. Love Truth Stream. And this tweet was hilarious. Don't forget all of the free donuts, ice cream, cake, popsicles, milkshakes, cheesecake, pizza, hot dogs, beer, joints, scholarships, and lottery tickets, too. Edit anyone who remembers being offered this level of freebies for taking any other medical treatment at any other time in your lifetime, as if the manipulation, coercion, and ostroma in treating were enough. Yeah, exactly. And do you remember this little classic?
Say free fries when you get vaccinated?
What?
I got vaccinated.
You don't remember this?
You're saying
Is
I
that
can
De
get this?
Blasio eating French fries?
Yeah,
Delicious fries.
it's De Blasio. Like, go
Wait a minute.
vaccinated. You can have
But
fries.
there's also a burger element to this.
Oh, not the burger element.
Let me check with Bill Neathart. Is it too early in the day to eat a burger? No. This could be breakfast? Okay. I want you to look at this and think about, again, some people love hamburgers, some don't. Really want to respect all ways of life. But if this is appealing to you, just think of this when you think of vaccination. Vaccination.
Vaccination.
I'm getting a very good feeling about vaccination right this moment. This is pretty.
So you can get blood clots and arterial clots at the same time.
That's what they say, but it's safe and effective so far, according to YouTube. And we
according to YouTube,
want to
and
make sure that's
those in the know, man. I just listen to the science. I don't know.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That little snippet there from De Blasio is not aging well with all the information that's coming out.
Oh, it's so gross.
It
It's so
is
gross.
gross.
And I agree, Rad Angel. The Oz Beetlejuice grabbing himself by the crotch is a little disturbing.
Am I grabbing
It's
myself by
distracting.
my crotch?
No, we have it on a different slide. Yeah, we had it already.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll have to.
I do that on purpose, though. So I
Yeah, you're
gotcha.
trying to get my goat, so I know.
do.
I appreciate that. What is this? This looks like.
Okay, so this has been on 3 different decks and it's never made it to a
Well,
show,
it
but
made
it's
it tonight.
fucking weird. It's weird. Okay, so this is an AI generated futurist World's Fair.
Welcome to the AI Carnival of the Ages, where past and present collide in a retro-futuristic spectacle. Feast your eyes on the dazzling Earth computer, a floating orb that'll whisk you away to base reality. As you wander through our timeless attractions, marvel at the fusion of turn-of-the-century charm and cutting-edge innovation. Experience the magic of our multi-surprising delight for people of all ages.
Oh, my God.
Plug into simulated realities with our domed VR fashionable headsets, immersing yourself in a myriad of captivating worlds within our different reality simulator observatories.
Creepy.
And for a nostalgic
Way
touch,
creepy.
enjoy a ride on our authentic vintage Earth train, a testament to the wonders of bygone eras.
The Earth Train.
Where imagination knows no bounds and memories are made to last a lifetime. So come along, plug in and tune out as you soar, spin, and plunge through lifetime.
Oh my God. That's Matrix.
there you are.
That's Matrix 1.0 Wait till
That
they
is
get
your future.
That's
That
your
is
future.
You're watching.
And we have our yum from our producer, Linda. Here we go.
Yum, yum.
Freedom of the press was real.
Freedom of the press was real. 288 years ago, August 5th, John Peter Zenger, a German printer and journalist in New York City, began printing the New York Weekly Journal in 1733. Zenger's publication voiced criticisms of Royal Governor of New York, William Cosby, who had him arrested for libel in November of 1734. When a grand jury refused to indict Zenger, Attorney General Richard Bradley charged him with libel. However, on this date in 1735, Zenger's attorneys prevailed in their argument that the truth was a defense against libel charges. His acquittal, based on his publication Printing the Truth, made Zenger the symbol of freedom of the press. Yesterday's symbol of freedom of the press actually showed it existed. Today's symbol sits behind bars for telling the truth, showing that freedom of the press is a memory. That's how fucking far we've fallen.
Free Julian Assange. She nailed it.
Great one. Oh my God, she nailed that.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're going to have to do a encore of that maybe on one of your shows this week, I think.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'll
Please
grab it
do.
and move it onto my
That
show.
was
Great job,
great.
Linda.
Killed
That
it,
was a
Linda.
great
That
message.
was
Throw some history in there, give people lessons, and hit it home for Assange.
Yeah, free Julian Assange from your bullshit Inquisition bastards. What do you got? Memology here? What's going on with this?
Well, you know, people can identify however they want nowadays, which is fine. To each their own, but sometimes it's a little creepy, and this one creeped me out.
I'm getting creeped just looking at the still. What?
Border collie.
What? Wait a minute.
It's the
How
post.
That's. What?
Yeah, perfect. That motherfucker back there is not real.
Shandy, you're killing me, man.
I know. Stop the planet. I want off.
So that's just appliances glued on his head, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's got to be a suit, right?
Anymore, I don't know. After looking at the tattoo and piercing people, I don't know what the hell anymore. They're putting horns in their heads, man. I don't know.
Well, we know that they've tried to put a dog's head on a human. Didn't Russia try to do it back during World War I or some
Why?
shit?
What the? Speaking of dog's head on a human.
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
All right, here we go. Let's hear the Bolton.
The Bolton bullshit.
Joining us now, the former Trump National Security Advisor, former U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations, former Trump supporter turned critic of the former president right now, John Bolton. Ambassador, thank you so much for joining us. As you know, Trump has now pleaded, as I just said, not guilty twice in 24 hours in the classified documents case down in Florida, the January 6th case here in Washington. How will history remember this moment?
Oh, shit.
Well, I think it will remember through the reverse prism of what the outcome of this case and the documents case turn out to be. If he's convicted, this will be another significant point in history. But if he's acquitted, the only thing that anybody's going to remember is that he's acquitted, and that's why. As correct as this course of action is, nobody should think that the indictment alone achieves anything. It doesn't achieve anything more than simply being a prerequisite to go to trial.
Well, the fact is that no president sitting or former has ever been criminally charged along these lines. This is a historic first.
Oh, bullshit.
Yeah, no president's ever been convicted either. That's the headline that's going to matter. It's like Nancy Pelosi famously saying he will always be impeached. Well, that's just wonderful because he was always acquitted too, and the acquittal, especially in the first impeachment trial, made him even more convinced than he was before that he was bulletproof and that he could pretty much do what he wanted. So, you know, as Machiavelli said, more or less, you must either caress a people or crush them. And the way Trump has been treated so far by beating these earlier charges is he's been caressed and he's been made more powerful, certainly in his own mind. So while I certainly agree with both of the federal indictments,
of course you do.
I just say again, they better get a conviction.
If he agrees with them,
They better get the conviction.
All the more reason to say this is all.
Oh, he's
political.
telling him, "Don't fuck up. You got to take him down this time." That's what he's saying.
They better get this shit over with because it's not going to end well for anybody. We got another one here. Fox.
Well, this is your Fox screaming bullshit. And, you know, going through Fox, I realized I'm starting to agree with Fox a hell of a lot more. It took me quite a few clips to find one that I was like, hey, wait, this is kind of bullshit. So this is bullshit.
Okay.
Welcome back to Fox and Friends on this Friday. Here's some news. 2 Navy soldiers, sailors that is to say, have been arrested on espionage charges for allegedly trying to sell national defense secrets to the country of China.
Now, those secrets reportedly include photos of military installations, technical documents, and describing the defense weapons on the assault ship, the USS Essex.
The assault was the right word because it's an assault on every aspect of American life, but first and foremost, the military, the most important. Former naval officer and Assistant Secretary of State George W. Bush, Robert Charles, joins us now. Robert, what strikes you most about this?
I think there are a few things, and good morning to all of you. I think first thing, you know, it reminds us that China is always after our military personnel, and they are the largest, most consistent, and most aggressive espionage actor on the world stage. I think it also reminds us that readiness is critical. And, you know, this went on apparently for, in one case, a year, and in the other case for 2 years. And that tells you that we're more focused on things like wokeness than we are on readiness. And you don't win wars with wokeness. You win it with readiness. And, you know, the last thing I'll just add is that you look at this and you got to wonder if what was going on in these guys' minds was, I've got a president here that, you know, has accepted tens of millions of dollars from China in what looks like a pretty clandestine kind of way. And lo and behold, you know, maybe I should have a shot at this. And that's the sad part, is that when readiness goes down, and we end up prosecuting political language, and we get distracted over here into wokeness, and we've got a president who's facing what looks to me like a really extraordinary set of future inquiries. You know, it adds to the worry that we have about national security.
Yeah, because wokeness doesn't win wars, so man up, you pansies.
Oh my God! What's
and China bad? China bad.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
the worst.
that's
too.
the messaging. It's not anything about Burisma or, you know, Hunter Biden. It's about wokeness. What's MSN bullshit got going on? It's pretty.
This is them
one.
gloating over one of Trump's attorneys getting arrested and pulled out in his underwear.
You can let me know if you want me to stop it at any point in time.
Remember this image? Remember this one? Pretty hard to forget. It's former Trump Justice Department official Jeffrey Bossert Clark in his underwear last year when the FBI executed a search warrant on his home. They seized a cell phone as part of their sprawling inquiry into Donald Trump's attempts to steal the election.
Did I not cut
Mr.
it?
Clark, who we're pretty sure is co-conspirator number
you can
4
cut it
in Trump's
wherever.
indictment, played a pivotal role in that scheme. And here, in the body cam footage obtained as federal agents searched his home, he looks, well,
I'll cut it. I'll cut it right there. We know it's MSN.
It's so bad.
It's MS.
It's Chris Hayes. He's going off for like 10 minutes about how they're going to hold Trump and his cronies accountable. It's terrible.
He's so full of shit. He gets paid millions of dollars to spread that horse shit, just like the rest of them. Now and then. Is this you or Linda? I think it's Linda, right?
Linda.
Okay. Now and then. We use all these emojis to express our feelings digitally. Back in the day, we deciphered the colors of a mood ring. IRL. You remember those?
I still have quite a few mood rings in my jewelry box, but you know, I just dove down this whole segment about how emojis are Satanistic rituals.
Sure.
And every time you send an emoji, how you're summoning the demon that's associated with that emoji.
Blowing a kiss? Or
yeah.
No,
They're
green
evil. I don't know, man.
Oh my God, the emojis are going to be the death
You
of
might
us
as
all.
well be in the backyard, you know, doing the thing to Moloch.
You brought this. What is this? What is this? Is this a chart?
Capitalism, nationalism. I fucking hate it here.
Yeah.
And yeah, you've been adulting a while. Take a moment to pick your favorite dinosaur. And I got to say it, God damn it, it's still the Stegosaurus.
Really?
Yes, I loved it when I was a kid, and it was the first one. Maybe it's the yellow. Maybe I just like yellow. I don't know.
I'm gonna have to go with Dino. Brontosaurus.
Dino?
Yeah.
I always liked brontosauruses too.
I'm gonna have to go with Dino just because of the Flintstones. And you've got
Stoner Corner.
Stoner Corner.
Let me see. What does that say? It says, me, don't get too stoned and act weird tonight. Me later. Yeah, that's true. You smell like weed. I am weed.
How that's absolutely right. And then one of our most favorite segments before we get out of here tonight. It's been great, everybody. Hollywood can go fuck themselves. What do you think of this strike? Do you think it's gonna end soon, or what do you think, real quick? What's your prediction?
I see a lot of this shit libby celebtards out there on the picket line trying to act like they're somebody. I'm a real person because look at me out here and slumming it in the gutter with everyday people. But when it comes down to it, you and I have utilized AI a lot over the last, 18 months, and we see how it can be purposed and used. They don't need these guys. And I don't know. I really don't know how it's going to end. Will the studios cave and give them the type of money they want and say they're not going to steal their image or their likeness for future projects? I don't know.
They're gonna work something out. I've got to say, I don't really give a shit about some of these high-profile movie people, especially the one that thinks they're political savants, because they're not. They don't have to.
Right.
Is that
Ben Stiller and Adam Sandler?
Yeah, Stiller and Sandler. No, I'm not a fan, but anyway, you brought this.
I was a fan in the 90s and the 2000s, but now I just see them as total gated community fucking gatekeepers and mouthpieces of the CAA/CIA. We know what that's all about.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh no. Now, who's going to remake old films and turn them gay and woke? That's a good question.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's I don't see them getting a lot of love on the what is this, the X platform? What the hell they call that anymore? I don't know.
They're not getting a lot of love from Elon, and that's fine. But we don't get a lot of love there either. They take as many followers as I get on X. It's just as bad as YouTube.
Yeah, well, I support any union that's a real union and not a labor organization, and I support anybody that needs work in this day and age and benefits and things. So
and fair wage.
And fair damn wage. So I just want to remind those brothers and sisters, when other people are out on strike, I hope you remember, support them too, because I don't see it a lot. Fee says,
exactly.
You got a Fee says, you don't have to say it this time, do you?
Fee says, well, let me see. I'm seeing how long it is, because if it's long, it's like a 5 minute or so, or 3 minute, 4 minute or so. I'll just read it to you. So U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen is big mad because there's now 2 major credit rating agencies that have reduced the U.S. AAA credit rating, mainly due to record high debt burden of $31 trillion. Yellen says the economy is fine, but reality disagrees. And yes, Fee, reality does disagree. And don't think you're not going to fill this at home. Who gives a shit what the Americans' credit rating is? That's a direct result of your car loans, your home loans, your credit cards. You're going to fill it.
Yeah, and this is huge, and this kind of slipped under the radar for a lot of people this week. I saw it at the beginning of the week. It was the other outfit, not the Moody's, but it was another one. But we got knocked down from AAA plus to just AAA. And I don't know what the math is on that particularly, but you're talking $1 trillion, I think.
That's like a full percentage point on interest rates.
Yeah, so it's that's going to have a cascading effect where, you better stop saying full faith and credit in the United States of America, because we are defaulting. The more we go into debt for these fucking projects and this laundering money to the upper class, we're in trouble. We have got a cookbook that we're still pushing out there. So
here we are. You want to send us a recipe? There's our email, roarmedia@pm.me, or you can hit any of us up on any of our DMs or email us.
Yes. And we're about out of here tonight. I want to thank everybody for hanging out in the chats tonight. It's been fun, guys. We are going to be off next week. Regardless of what's going on, I'm going to get my eyes off this computer and try and get my brain healed up a little bit. And hopefully Shanda, Amber, Linda, and Fams will be joining us, and my daughter too.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so the car goes in Monday. I'm hoping it's going to be drivable enough with the whole new braking system. I mean, the bearing rod's going out, but fingers crossed it won't go out in the next 400 miles. So I'm hoping I can scrape some gas money together and get down there and hang out with the Roar Fams.
Well, you know, if you stayed down here an extra day, we might be able to replace those wheel bearings ourselves, you know, because you could do it
Oh, well,
here.
fuck, I'm there. I'll tow the car on my back. There
well,
you
no,
go.
if you can, you know, because I remember doing that a couple of times. And if it's bearings, we just pull the hubs off and the wheels off and see if we can do it. But up to you. See what we can do.
We'll figure it out. See where I'm at come Friday or come Monday with my car.
So you got a show Monday and Wednesday.
I'm on regular schedule all week, and I want to follow up a little bit to Fridays Uncensored. So you guys are going to have to tune in Monday morning because I already got a Jamie Foxx update. There's already been drama there, and I already got some good stuff for Fridays or Monday. So
Okay, cool. I want to thank everybody over on the Kick the Rumble, the Twitter, Land of Oz. It's Land of Oz, Beauty and the Boomer After Dark. And, of course, YouTube, Rockfin. Did I say Rumble? I said Rumble. Okay.
Rumble, we had lots of peeps watching on the Rumble. I looked over there was like 12 watching. I was like, wow, that's a lot.
That's great. That's great.
So
we love you guys. We appreciate it so much. And
Hey,
if
Death to
we
Tyrants,
don't
good
call
to
you
see you.
out in the chat, we apologize. It's hard to catch everybody with the chat. You guys have been great chatty tonight. We're going to go out with Belinda Carlisle and the Circles in the Sand, and then we're going to come out with a Gino Videlli. So kick back and watch, and we will see you in 2 weeks on Saturday.
And I will see you Monday.
And Shanda will see you Mondays. Sister Amber got anything going this week? No?
Sister Amber is in travel mode right now, so I'm doing a movie I'm supposed to do a movie on Friday, but if I make
No.
it to you, then I won't be doing a movie. So I'm just
Yeah.
going to say no movie on this coming Friday.
Yeah. Let's talk.
Unless I'm home, unless something goes really bad. And I'm
Have a great night, everybody. I hope you enjoy this outro. It's really, it was really nice. I was really relaxed. So.
I love it. It's so
Yeah.
mellow.
All right. Have a great evening. Love you guys. Ciao.
Circles.
Sundown all around, walking through the summer's end. Waves crash, baby, don't look back. I won't walk away again. Oh, baby, anywhere you go, we're bound together. I begin, baby, where you end. Some things are forever. Circle in the sand, round and round. Never-ending love is what we found. And you complete the heart of me. Our love is all we need. Circle in the sand. Circle in the sand. Cold wind, tide moving, shiver in the salty air. Day breaks, my heart aches. I will wait for you right here. Oh, baby, when you look for me, can you see forever? I began, baby, where you are. We belong together. Circle in the sand, round and round, rising up the moon as the sun goes down. And you complete the heart of me. Our love is all we need. Circle in the sand. Circle in the sand. Baby, can you hear me? Can you hear me calling? circle in the sand, run around, rising of the moon as the sun goes down, and you complete the heart of me. A love is all we need. Circle in the sand, circle in the sand.
South.